It's game day in the Kingdom, and we're setting up shop right where it all starts. The Red Lot. Mike the Intern, Jake and Bart bringing the pregame vibes, stories, and all things Chiefs right here on 104.7 The Cave.
One 104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jake, Bart, the Red Lock. We're back, baby.
Woo, baby.
I'm ready for this.
It doesn't really feel like
this.
It's been, what, 7 months?
Mm-hmm.
Has it been 7 months? Well, it has been 7 months. And
Are you counting from the time the losing streak started?
No, that'd be a little bit longer than that. You know, we got a lot to unpack in the first preseason game against the Rams, which will start at 2 p.m. Your time with the Chiefs Radio Network. It is going to be a hot day in Kansas City, and as much as I love being there, I would not love to be there when it's 100 degrees outside.
We got plenty of time for that.
Yeah. So obviously the regular season last year didn't end up like we wanted it to. But like I made mention multiple times last year, as far as consistency and also the idea that the team was exhausted. Do you think they got the rest they needed?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they're fired up.
Do you feel like you got the rest you needed?
No.
I feel like, I mean, it's kind of, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of nice not being stressed in the playoffs. You know, it was kind of enjoyable knowing that we have to sit here and let Mahomes get healthy again.
To be an observer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of nice.
I'll tell you, from a financial standpoint, it wasn't that great. But at the same time, you are absolutely right, because for the first time since we became affiliates, for the most part, we weren't in the postseason. So when it's in my world, as far as obviously, I mean, not as a fan, but as it being my job, week to week, you never really know what's going to happen post Saturday or Sunday playoff game. And so you really can't do anything beyond that 5-day period, which really sucks in my world. Who wants to work ahead, and I can't work ahead, and I can't do anything until the next game, and then the next game, and then the next game, and the next game. Now, as a fan, I love it. No question. But as a job, it's frustrating. So as far as the break, for the first time in 10 years, I got a chance to go through and like do some house cleaning and change some things, and that was really nice. How'd you spend your off season, Dad?
I got retired.
Yeah, he did.
I got a new job,
man.
His new job.
I'm on the Cave.
He's on the Cave. That is his job. I mean, I know about all your projects, but you want to talk about some of the homework?
Oh,
projects?
the Cave room.
Yeah,
your
Chiefs room.
Well, I need to send you a video.
You should do one live from the
Cave
Cave
room's not quite done, but we're getting close.
It's close, and it's got some really cool stuff from my childhood hanging up on there. More specifically, that football NFL picture of the country. That poster was like what, 94, 93 maybe.
Probably.
I'd say
somewhere in there,
mid-90s.
Yeah,
and it's got every NFL team in like what part of the country they're in. It's like an animated, illustrated map of the country,
each team's history, cool. And
one of my favorite posters of all time. Also, his collection of the Monday Night Football posters that we got from that Mexican restaurant in Cape.
Bud Light,
yeah, the Bud Light Monday Night AFC showdowns, which those posters are so dope. I had the one with the Oilers in my office.
Back in the day when the announcers rocked.
Well, dude, don't say that. You hated Deerdorf, man. Come on.
Oh, I know, but yeah, I'm talking about.
I hated him too.
Okay,
but
so maybe I jumped ahead a little bit.
Deerdorf was like our.
Deerdorf, man. I was thinking the Dandy Don.
Those guys, yeah.
Those guys were awesome.
Those guys were badass. But I hated Deerdorf.
You think he was like? Where do you rank him with?
On my hate level?
Yes.
I wouldn't put him up there. Like, you guys know how I feel about Elway. I don't put up
the top 10.
Yeah, lower 10. I'd say like between 6 to 10.
That'll work.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to put Collinsworth up there.
Tony Romo. Hey,
Romo,
which is without a
sucks
job.
because like the first season, I didn't hate him. I was like, I really liked.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was analyzing it. He was giving us a perspective from a quarterback who had just got out of the game and was seeing all the stuff in real time, really fast.
Yeah.
But then, like some consultant at the network was like, "Hey, it's what you're talking about. That's high acumen knowledge stuff that the typical football fan doesn't want to hear," which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, some consultant told him that because then the next season it was dumbed down. And the only reason I think that was the way it was done is because some consultant or voice guy was like, "Hey, you're probably talking about too much stuff that the common fan does." Actually, personally, I want to hear that stuff. It's nice to hear a fresh perspective, especially from someone that just got out of the league that can talk about what's happening in real time.
They did the same thing to Hateman.
Yeah. Oh, Aikman?
Hateman.
Hateman.
I like that.
Hateman. Yeah, because I don't know.
He was awesome first couple of years, and then somebody got a hold of him and said, "Hey, you need to."
But then now, so instead they want it to be the Collinsworth way, where it's now here's a guy who used to race Hot Wheels down his street when he was 8 years old. It has nothing to do with what's happening, nothing to do with anything that's going on, and it's always now here's a guy who likes to wear red shirts on Tuesdays and black pants on Wednesdays, and it's like cool,
Yeah, it's
thanks,
pretty
Chris.
ridiculous. Pretty
But
ridiculous.
that's the MO.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know this was going to turn into let's hate on the anchors, but
We could go on.
talking about
for days and days, man.
I will say this though. Did you guys watch Tomlin? Did you guys listen to Tomlin a little bit in the Hall of Fame game? I thought
did
he
not.
did great.
No.
I liked it. I mean, as much as I loathe the Pittsburgh Steelers and his association with them, I really thought Tomlin did a very, very good job for out the gate. And again, Tony, you better stop drinking and driving if you want to keep your job. I think he's out for the
I think he's
season.
done.
Yeah, I think he's done for the year.
See how smiley and happy he was? I think he was thinking about that. Like, I don't have to go back
I don't
to
know
work
if you go
ever
to the
again.
games anymore.
I can play golf.
I bet you there's got to be. I wonder what that contract, because there's if the contract ends before it's supposed to, there's a payout. However, I wonder what the legality of that whole situation. I mean, it's not like does he really need the money?
No.
I'm sure there's a clause in there for his behavior.
But I'm sure he gets paid out. I'm sure he gets paid out something. He has to legally. I would assume that's in there, but who knows? Either way, we're gonna get into today some of the battles that we've seen. We've hopefully you guys have probably seen some of the fisticuffs that have happened at training camp already between multiple players. EB's situation being gone and being back, which was great to see him back in Kansas City or just St.
What
Joseph.
a strange
rather.
situation.
Dude, God, as a father, can you imagine being in that position? Just not only with your wife, but your kids. So
Yeah.
it's like twofold. Not, I mean, you know, God, what a horrific situation. And then, of course, what we're hoping to see today, and obviously, do we think Patrick's going to play a downs? Do you think they're going to put him in through the series like he normally does? Because up until this point, you know, Reed's usually MO for preseason is that first game. First team will play a series until either they get to a certain amount of downs or Reed sees what he wants to see in that series. So if they march down the field in 5 downs, they score a touchdown, they're done. They're not going to play again. We're going to see that today. We're going to answer all of those questions and more. It's a Red Lot on your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, 104.7.
Live from the parking lot outside Arrowhead, this is the Red Lot. Mike the Intern, Jake and Bart Holmes, father, son, and some other dude. Fans for life. Fired up and ready to roll as the Chiefs get set to take the field. Grab your gear, crack a cold one, and let's talk Kansas City football. Right here on 104.7 The Cave, the Chiefs Radio Network, Springfield.
That is correct. It is the Red Lot, brought to you by Yingling Flight, by the way, our new sponsor. We did good enough last year that Yingling says they're going to sponsor our show, which that makes me very, very happy.
That's actually really good beer.
Oh, it's awesome
beer.
beer.
The Flight.
We used to back in the day. By the way, this is not an endorsement. This is just me talking about Yingling. They are our sponsors, though, and thank you, Yingling, for sponsoring. Back in the day, before because the distribution laws and all that, the way that's set up is they would not distribute west of the Mississippi.
Yep.
So anytime any of my friends went to like Louisville or Tennessee or Kentucky or whatever, it was always like, oh, you're going there? Pick me up a case of Yingling, whatever it was. And so, yeah, I'm very thankful. I think that was the first thing I told the guys when they signed up. I was like, you have no idea where we are.
It's the oldest brewing company in the nation.
And one of the best lagers there is, hands down. And it's been that way for hundreds of years. So thank you, Yingling, for sponsoring our show, The Red Lot. So as I mentioned earlier, we discussed the possibility of Mahomes playing in his set of downs and what that is going to look like. Obviously, it is a miracle that he has been in pads practicing on one-on-ones with the team. If you've been watching any of the videos that the Chiefs have been posting up in the last few weeks of training camp, he's scrambling like no problem. He's going left, he's going right. Obviously, again, this is pad practice within your team, so it's not a real live NFL situation. But personally, I think it's a damn miracle that he's moving the way he is, considering that he tore his ACL and all the knee stuff that he had to do, 8 months ago?
December.
Let's get surgeon.
He got
amazing.
right on it. Remember, he was in surgery 2 days later.
Yeah.
So he got right on it, and the surgeon came out and said it went just fine. And Mahomes was, I think, in the workout room like within 10 days of surgery.
Yeah.
So, and you got to remember, we played football, high school. You hurt yourself, you're out. These guys are back in with $1 million worth of facilities, $1 million worth of guys that are helping girls, trainers, and all that. And so, yeah, they get the preferential treatment for sure for being.
Oh yeah, you try to get into a surgeon in 2 days.
No, not happening.
No, not just a surgeon, the world's
the
best orthopedic surgeon in the world. Not just like, I got a good guy in Springfield. This is the guy that literally every multi-million-dollar athlete calls if something goes wrong. The one thing, though, is in his pressers, he's made, and I think he said it, it's like sometimes I forget I hurt myself. Is that something to be cautious about? Because they say when you have an injury like this, your tendency is to favor the other. And when that happens, just like with humans or dogs, it happens with dogs too, they then injure the other knee. Do we be cautious about this? I mean, do you think it's a good idea to let him play the first set of downs, Dad? What do you think? Do you think
why? Say why? What's the point
of taking the chance
of letting him play?
Okay,
in a preseason game, he's been in the league 10 years or more.
10 at least.
You're not going to teach him anything in one series of downs. And I think Reed knows what he's got, so I don't think there's any point in it. But you're probably better off having your backup play.
Yeah, Justin Fields, man.
He needs the reps big time.
Yeah, and it would be good too to get him a real good connections with some of the players since he just came into Kansas City as the backup. There's always been the thought, though, that especially with these highly competitive individuals, Mahomes, Kelsey, that when they get hurt, there's always that pushback of, no, you're not going to pull me out. I can do this. I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
So as a coach, where do you know what I mean? It's a tough situation because as a coach, you want, or a manager or whatever, you find people, you put them in the position to where they can succeed being who they are and what they're good at, right? That's what you do as a coach. That's what you do as a manager, whatever. You have to lean on that competitiveness of there's no GAF about these guys and they're going to throw themselves at it no matter what because of their competitive nature. But when do you step in as a coach and say, I don't care, I'm going to put my foot down? Is this a situation where he should do that?
Well, Mahomes' competitiveness is not going to change if he plays or not.
Very true. But you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, but he is. He's wanting to, and he's telling him he's ready, and he's wanting to get in there, but
and the doctors say it too.
I don't see any upside.
Yeah. What about you, Jake?
I agree with him 100%. Like, to me, I'd be amazed if he plays against the Broncos
in the
week
Monday
1.
night game?
I'm just saying that, and with, Andy's always been that too nice of guy, but with Eric Bieniemy back, he's not nice. And I think he would be like, no, he's not playing. Like, this is not, even though he's not the quarterback coach, he's the offensive coordinator, and he could be like, we're not doing this. And I think Mahomes would sit back and agree. He'd have to.
See that conversation? Hey, Coach,
EB,
put me in.
Yeah.
Hey,
might be the one.
Coach Reed, go talk to Eric.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go talk
bring
to
the bad
mommy.
cop in.
Go talk to mom.
You know how they found out he was back at training camp after being gone? EB? They hear someone yell, "The huddle's taking too long," screaming from the sideline, and they ever looked, and it was EB. He's back.
That's awesome.
Which is, again, I grant that's what we needed. We got too complacent.
Yep.
We lost the hunger. We lost the fight. Again, I think the same old was the result of that, and also the exhaustion from the back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. That would take it out of anybody. While you guys were talking about it, I looked it up because you made a good point. Will Mahomes be ready for that Monday night? I mean, it's a divisional rivalry. You cannot start off the season 0-1 at home. That cannot happen. And so Bo Nix, obviously in the same situation, he fractured his ankle.
Yep.
They're saying he's going to be ready for week.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Do you think old buddy in Denver is throwing his young buck to the woods a little too early?
I mean, I think an ankle is a little different than what Mahomes had done,
Especially
right?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting part of your body because it's one of those maneuverable, areas where you got to have that movement and it can't be hindered in any way as a quarterback because you've got to be able to scramble, you got to be moving out of the pocket, and both Bo and Patrick are mobile guys.
I think the ankle is easier to tape up and make it more solid or more one
You
with
can
the
do
leg.
what you need
where
to
the
do.
knee is just a little bit more
different.
Yeah.
They say he's going to be ready. It'd be interesting to see. It's going to be very tough, I think, even for EB to tell Patrick Mahomes that he's not going to be able to play in that home opener.
Reed calls up Sean Payton and is like, "Hey, I won't play mine if you don't
Hey,
play
listen,
yours."
listen. We both know what we have.
Yeah.
Do you really want to play the next 16 games after this one without your marquee guy? Let's have a gentleman's agreement here. That would be nice. Because then I don't know who's the backup in Denver. Who's the backup?
That's a good question. You know what? In those huddle or in those piles, to twist somebody's ankle to get one and kind of that's
Stidman.
Oh, the Stidman's still around.
Please, Andy Reid, call Sean Payton right now and see if they'll make that deal. I would take Justin Fields against Stidman all day long.
Yep.
Now, obviously, we've talked about Mahomes a lot and whether he's going to play or not. One of the things about him that I think is at least been a personal frustration of mine is that he does not line up under center. I know my dad's been very frustrated with that. Why are you in the shotgun? You got a running game issue. These guys can barely make it another 2 or 3 yards past the line. You're making them go another 3 or 4 yards because you're so far back in the shotgun. From what I've seen, especially since we got Kenny in the offseason, which is, I think, going to be huge for us, he's lining up under center a lot now. You think that's going to solve some things?
I think a lot of teams are going to it now. Like they were talking about yesterday on the TV, that a lot of these teams have paid a lot of money for running backs, and you got to utilize them.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to do whatever you can to throw the defense off.
I mean, we did go out and get the MVP of the Super Bowl running back.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we wouldn't really, really let him just pound the ball. Obviously, our O-line has to be good for him to be efficient. But, yeah, for sure, I'd lean on Walker all day long as much as I can while he's still trying to acclimate to a real football game, Mahomes, that is.
Well, the way Walker runs, you want to have everything condensed inside, and you want just a mash of people in there to where he can see the opening.
Mm-hmm.
You get in a shotgun and everybody gets spread out. He doesn't. I don't think that. Well, he can see it, but then they can see it too. I
think I'm hoping that we see Mahomes under center more going into this year, and two, the quickness in which the offense operates. And I think that being under center will help them be faster, because I think up until this point, and part of the reason we had issues last year was Mahomes wasn't trusting enough in his guys and was waiting for things to unfold to make his decision. We're talking about 2 seconds, 3 seconds. But that 2 or 3 seconds is the difference between a corner or a safety getting in the middle of your pass and reading it while you're trying to figure out what's happening in front of you in real time. He's going to have to get that level of trust with his guys to just put it there, and they're going to get there. Just kind of like the way he trusted Tyreek. Which, what if we picked him up?
No. That guy.
Come on, if it's a veteran minimum, and we just have him on the outside just to run as fast as he can.
Just to sell
tickets. Just to get...
Listen.
Just to sell tickets.
$500,000 isn't going to pay his child support, buddy.
Hey, but at the same time, his injury history, you tell me another team that's going to take a chance or he's going to actually get a bag.
Do you think he can play after having 5?
I mean, he's trying, and again, he's been rehabbing in Kansas City, so who knows? Who knows? I mean, if they can get him at a league minimum, why not? Why not? What's the risk? Risk?
Why not?
Low risk, high reward. If he balls out, and again, you just use him as a specialty. Just put him in and just send him down and get those guys off, and then get in the middle. And then we got the short game, the mid game, and the long game, which leads me to our next subject. Some of the battles that we're seeing in the training camp in St. Joseph, Missouri, and who we might see in the wide receiver room or in RB2, RB3 positions as we continue the red lot next on 104.7 The Cave.
It's game day in the Kingdom, and we're setting up shop right where it all starts. The Red Lot. Mike the Intern, Jake and Bart bringing the pregame vibes, stories, and all things Chiefs right here on 104.7 The Cave.
You heard right. It is the Red Lot on your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, 104.7 The Cave. Brought to you by Yingling Flight, our show sponsor. Again, thanks to Yingling for helping us do this every week throughout the entire season. This evening, or afternoon rather, the Chiefs are taking on the Rams at Arrowhead. It's going to be 100 degrees, and that is about the temperature that it's been at training camp in St. Joseph, Missouri with these guys. And there are a lot of battles to talk about as far as some of the players that we're going to see. First off, before we picked up Mansour in the cornerback position, there was a lot of thought that Nall Williams would be the next in line after McDuffie was traded to the Rams, of course. And that'll be interesting to see him back in Kansas City. So I'm sure everyone's going to give him a big warm welcome. Because Deuce was the man. And again, if he hasn't made that sack against the 49ers in the Super Bowl, we don't win that ring. That was all on him, 1,000%. And that's why I will always own that Trent McDuffie jersey, because that ring is his. But so far, there's been a pretty nice battle between Mansour and Nall to see who's going to be the one. What do you guys think? Have you seen anything you like in training camp with these guys?
I mean, I love the pressure that the whole training camp has, where you're trying to make that starting rotation. You want that position better than the other guy, and you're going to do whatever it takes. So I like the competition. I think having blows shows the grit, shows the heart, shows that, look, if it's going to be there for the taking, I'm going to be that man. And so tempers flaring always happens during training camp in every team, not just the Chiefs, but I like it. And I hope, with Snead back, having a little bit of a guy back coming in and being
helpful. Yep.
Having some guy that you can rely on or ask questions, or he can tell you exactly how this works. And then of course you got Spags, he's the best at herding these cats. And I cannot wait until the season, because it's going to be, I think our defense is going to be really good.
We're going to still have a very young D, which is our tendency, in fast. One other piece of the puzzle is the interior, and Peter Woods has been getting a lot of accolades. Spags, I guess, last week was saying, he is just like me, cautiously optimistic, but was very frank in saying, he's got incredible raw talent. He's not there yet. There are certain things that he still needs to work on as far as like his feet, where his hands are. But when he gets that stuff right, he's going to be a force to reckon with. Do you think he's a day one starter, or are we going to have to develop this guy?
I mean, who else is going to be there?
Well, Chris Jones obviously will be on the other side of the line. But if you think about that, you've got Chris Jones, one of the best in the league as far as that position, and you've got a young guy who they're saying could be the next Chris Jones down the line on each side of the ball. I think we're in a pretty good position for the interior to stop the run.
Yeah, I agree. I hope they do throw him to the Wolves, because then that's just going to help Karlaftis even more. So
figure out what he needs
100%.
to do. I think this is a sit or get off the pot year for Karlaftis. If he doesn't prove it, that was the next guy I was going to talk about, R. Mason Thomas, who everyone seems to be very, very high up on. He might not be an every down starter, but they're definitely, I think, going to use him in certain situations straight out of the gate because of his speed and agility. He's been terrorizing in the practices. And again, it's hard for us to make these predictions while we're sitting here and we've got 2 weeks of St. Joseph videos to go over when these guys were half of the time out of pads. And then when they're in pads, there is still, yes, they're fighting and yes, they're battling, but there is still a level of restraint there. It's not like they're going at it to, some of them are, but I think, you have to be cautiously optimistic. But I think our Mason Thomas is going to be, I think he's going to be a day one starter, and we'll see. Another room to look at is the wide receiving room, and there seems to be a lot of hype around Cyrus Allen. Been making a lot of really good catches. Also, Jalen Royals, he definitely needs to pick it up big time this year too. Xavier Worthy looking good. Rasheed's back. Hopefully he can keep his head on straight. I would think that this might be his last opportunity to do so. But how do you guys feel about the wide receiving room?
I think we're going to be fine. I really do. I don't think that. Yes, there's always been noise. Honestly, ever since Tyreek left, there's been a little bit of a hum and a noise, and Rasheed hasn't helped that situation at all. But I do agree with you. I think he's on his last straw with the team, and with EB back, that guy has zero patience for that crap.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Rasheed Rice has had an earful from Eric Bieniemy. So I think we'll be fine. I think this is the year, like you said, even with Karlaftis and our wide receivers. Why don't you make a case of being the number one wide receiver? Because right now it's kind of a toss-up, honestly. And so I hope Rasheed Rice gets his head out of his butt and comes to play and shows us what he was 2 years ago.
I like the Cyrus Allen kid. What I've seen, I think he's going to be good. I think you're right in the sense that my fear with the wide receiving room is that you're right. There is no distinct number one. It's because, though, I think each receiver has its own gadget place, right? We know what kind of receiver Xavier is. We know what kind of receiver Rice is and what kind of routes they're going to run, And I think defenses pick up on that too. So we really need an all over the place guy that can just be a threat no matter where he is. If he's running 50 yards down the field or he just does a quick slant in, we need to have those guys.
Trying for another Hill plug right there. That's another Hill plug
is that what
right
it is?
there.
Is that what it is?
I mean, a league minimum, dude. I couldn't.
Just a simple threat. Just a simple threat. I like it.
Just a league minimum. What are we doing? Why not? If he's willing to take the minimum to come back to Kansas City because that's where he wants to be, let's take him the chance. Because I guarantee you, if that really does happen, then I know this is all hypothetical, but if it does happen, there is probably going to be a team out there that's going to try and pee in our Cheerios and say, well, we'll give you another $1 million or $500,000 or $2 million of it's guaranteed or whatever it is, just a little bit more to screw with us. And they get for the same reason. Was we going to get a good gadget player if we should need him? If he gets on the other side of the rehab, okay. But if he makes a decision to stay, as opposed to that, then I think we should give him a shot. Why not? What do we have to lose?
Yeah,
What's the harm?
Yeah, ultimately, I think it's more than just the personnel you put out there. I think we saw
Locker
last year.
room.
We saw not locker room, but we saw last year that I think Mahomes had trust issues.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needs to be fixed before you start worrying about who's out there.
Yeah. And again,
I think it's a two-edged sword. He's got to find people that he trusts to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there,
and also himself too.
Yeah.
And that comes back to what I said in the last break of how I think we need to get to a point where that offense is moving a lot faster than they have been. And there's nothing wrong with the quarterback that can get that ball out in 1.5 seconds. Bo does it all the time. And I think that's something that Mahomes could definitely use in his arsenal, is if he could get that ball out quicker and make the decision and stick to it, then I think we'll be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think Walker's going to be huge for the
I think he's going to be huge
for the
us,
passing
too.
game.
And
huge for the passing game because defense are going to have to wait and see
for sure,
whether
man.
he gets the ball or not. When it was, I love the guys, but hand the ball and run at the hole, no matter whether the hole's there or not, just doesn't work.
That brings me to the last section of players that I wanted to talk about, and that is the offensive line. Obviously, Jalen Warren is in. Josh Thompson is part of it, but the battle between Issa Pole and Kingsley will be interesting because that outside linebacker has been kind of a shaky place for us in the last few years. Kingsley is not coming along as fast as I would have liked him to, but I think also Simmons might be his year too. What do you guys think?
Well, I think if there's no noise for Simmons like there was last year, right?
Yeah.
So I do think that like last year was kind of a conundrum all across the board.
Just things that
All
had happened
across the
and
board.
worked for
Yep.
us every year no longer worked
Yep.
for us.
So this year is the year, man. It's
They've
like,
got to figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah, the league figured us out big time.
And I think, and again, Simmons was gone for 4 games last year?
Felt like more, but
Sure. Well, in a month, I mean, yeah, but that's a fourth of your season almost. So I think whatever was going on in his life that hopefully he figured out and is here and is present will help him as well. I think he's going to be a lock at left tackle. We'll see, but yeah, but that leads me to we got a really good picture of our ones and twos. But what has kicked us in the butt, and definitely kicked us in the butt last year, was our depth. We were great across the top, but then once you get to the bottom, it's like, So this is going to be, and then I think that's what preseason's for too, is to really show us what our depth is like, and we'll know today and over the next 2 or 3 weeks what kind of depth we have.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
I am too. I would not be looking forward to it being 100 degrees in Arrowhead. And getting side-eyed by security guys because my shirt's open, just like last time, right, Dad?
Correct.
And 17
Well,
union
it was a
union
little
lights
more
in.
than open shirt.
It was just an open shirt.
No, a little more than that.
I wasn't doing anything wrong. They were just looking at me because my shirt was open. But it was
Yeah,
so
right.
hot.
Right.
So hot.
Right.
Days like that, you can't drink.
Yeah.
It's just too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot to do anything. Either way, when we come back, we'll do our predictions on this game as if they mean anything. It's the preseason Chiefs-Rams in under an hour on your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, 104.7 The
father-son duo that bleeds red and gold. Welcome to the Red Lot. Mike the Intern, Jake and Bart are holding it down pregame style with hot takes, cold drinks, and the loudest fans in football. Right here on 104.7 The Cave.
Mike the Intern, Jake, Bart. It's the Red Lot on your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, 104.7 The Cave. Brought to you by Yingling Flight. Again, the Chiefs are taking on the Rams. First preseason game of the year. The network starts at 2, and then the game starts at 3. As always, with every season, if you are a person that listens to us on the air and you want to watch it on TV, you can actually sync up the broadcasts from our station with TV. We put a massive delay on it. So if you have a Roku TV at home that does live TV pausing or whatever, or whatever you're using, if you are listening to us, pause your TV, and then you can sync it up with the broadcast and listen to Mitch and Dane and do it while you watch TV. We've done that for I don't know how many years now. But yeah, we delay it. I think it's like up to a minute and a half, if not more. So you should have plenty of time to delay it. So it's a pretty cool thing. You don't have to listen to Dan Deerdorf talk trash on the Chiefs anymore, or anybody else for that matter, which is great. So anyway, I know predictions don't mean anything, but Jake, if you were a betting man, what would your prediction be on who bets on preseason? Someone with a massive gambling
the degenerates
addiction.
of the world.
I mean, I can see you doing prop bets. Like I can see that.
Sure.
Like if you're putting $5 on whether Mahomes is going to throw a touchdown or not today. Like I can see that stuff because it's it's a small prop bet. But like guys that are actually betting the over under. or the line in a preseason game. I'm like, dude, what? It's already hard enough to bet on the NFL in the regular season, let alone in the preseason. But if you were, Jake, what would you do?
Yeah, I think the Rams are going to win this one. The Chiefs have a notorious record for losing every preseason game. It's so funny because, it's almost like the opposite of the Royals. The Royals win all their games.
Just go in looking like the best team in baseball, and now we haven't even hit 50.
That's exactly what this is all about.
Which by now probably maybe have.
And I'll be honest with you, I do have the Rams as my favorite to win the Super Bowl this year. Now, I know we're not going to. Man, think about it. They're going to have the best.
Have you placed your future, you degenerate?
I'm trying. I did. I'm not going to lie. I put some money on them because they're, to me, I think they're with the defense. And going back to your question,
they got a good defense.
They do have a good defense, and with Matt Stafford as a quarterback, anything's possible. Puka's there. You got Adams as a receiver.
The NFL is such a hard thing to predict futures on because the game is so big on attrition. Because everything could be just like you're saying. But Stafford goes down with his knee blown out in week 3.
That's true.
Then where are they at?
Then you're
right?
shot.
I mean, it could be 1,000 different scenarios, right?
Joe Flacco, baby.
Yeah, the fantastic Flacco. I don't. It's one of those things where it would be so difficult to predict a future in the NFL just because of the attrition. It's just. And just like you said, the Royals came into the season just one of the hottest teams in baseball, and they still haven't won 50
every
games.
year. But yeah, I have the Rams. I don't know what the score will be. I'd say 9-17.
Ooh,
Rams.
Yep. Pops.
Rams. Not because of the Rams. Not like this guy over here.
He thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl.
But it's the same. It's the it's the history of preseason and the Chiefs,
yep.
And nobody seems to care anymore.
Well,
I mean, the Chiefs fans don't get depressed because we don't win any preseason games.
Well, there is an undrafted front lineman that's on the Kansas City Chiefs that's trying for that fourth position.
They care.
And he's going to be doing everything he can.
100%.
He's going to go out there and give you that one play, and he's going to bust his ass on it.
And you got to give it to Andy. That's what it's for.
Yeah, and that's what it should be for. I would say we're going 24-17 Chiefs.
Love it. The homer pick. Can't
the homer
pick.
That. That's right. 24-17 Chiefs. And I also, for the side bet, I think that he is going to play Mahomes in a set of downs. I bet he does. I bet he does.
As long as he just hands the ball off, that'll be okay.
I bet he plays set of downs. I hope I eat my words, but the trend from what I've seen, every step, it's like, oh, he's there, okay. And then, oh, he's there, okay. And if the medical staff tells Coach Andy Reid, hey, it's just like new again,
You know, it would set
What
a
do you say?
precedence. It'd set a
What do you
precedence.
say to that?
Yeah, it would tell the Broncos we're coming. Don't bring your. You better bring your A game.
Stidman.
Stidman.
You better watch your ass, Stidman. I honestly don't want that to happen because the Broncos nation is insufferable.
Oh, big time.
And if we beat them and it's not Bo, it's going to be we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 2 months of having to listen to those donkey riders complain that you didn't get the best of us. But then if it's flipped and they beat us, they're the best team. And it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Or the Broncos, we win everything. So, you know, and if just to be fair, though, if it was us and we put out Justin Fields against Bo and we won, we'd be like, we're the Chiefs. It don't matter who we got.
That's right. Next man up.
And if we lose because of Justin Fields, it'd be like, hey, Justin Fields was our starter. What do you want from us?
Mm-hmm.
No excuses. That's what I want. I want a dub against the Broncos. I don't want to start the season off 0-1 against those guys at home. I will not be happy. Cannot set the tone. Last year I was patient. Last year I was forgiving. This year, I will not be as patient. This year, I will not be as forgiving. Everything is in its place as it should be, and I have a lot better feeling about the mentality of these guys going in, the health of these guys, and hopefully they can keep it together because we got one hell of a season. I mean, we've got a Week 5 bye, which sucks.
Yes, it does.
That's the worst absolute bye week you could possibly want in the first weeks of the bye to have that because then after that, you basically have to play straight for 4 months if you want to go to the postseason. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. And that last part of the season is Buffalo, Rams, Cincy, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers, Vegas, in that order. That's going to be a hell of a run starting in November, right around Thanksgiving. So, and then you had your bye week 2 months before that. They better be sticking it. They better be going to the spas. They be doing their stretchies, drinking their pickle juice, whatever the hell it is they got to do. They got to keep it on, and I hope they can. I really do. But either way, it was great to be back in the studio with you guys, as always. My name is Mike the Intern. That's Jake. That's Bart. This is The Red Lot, brought to you by Yingling Flight on your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, 104.7 The Cave.
That's it from The Red Lot. Mike the Intern, Jake and Bart will be back next game day with more free kickoff fun, Chiefs talk, and parking lot energy. Stay tuned. Game coverage continues on 104.7 The Cave, your home for Chiefs football.